Besides the two large dining rooms on each side of the open night sky above the marble patio, there was a fifth room, the Fossi. It was lavish and intimate, a private room for 16 to 20 people with two large inlaid Moroccan tables. The detailed gold brocade patterns on the royal blue satin panels covering the walls reached from the deep blue velvet cushions to the ornately painted vaulted ceiling in traditional elegance. And there were doors, beautifully painted doors with an iron slide bolt to close them and conceal the rich and famous. Those doors were usually open, which made fabulous staging in the arched doorway, yet while celebrating and drinking, particularly on my second set in that small space between the two round tables, it was not rare for someone to close those doors with the clever idea to trap me. A few of our waiters were quick to notice this and would open them so I didn't have to negotiate an escape as part of my performance, and I liked that. People loved to book that room and go wild. When a bad group left, it was shocking to see our waiters cleaning up the spilled drinks, messy velvet cushions and pillows, hand towels, and food thrown everywhere, even on the beautiful brocade walls. Those big panels then had to be removed and sent to be cleaned. When the doors were closed, you could hear raucous laughter or bachelorette parties shrieking in waves of excitement. Or else it would be very quiet because romantic memories were being made, deals were being dreamed up, and couples were relaxing away from the kids. When I'd open those doors to make an entrance, it didn't surprise me to smell cannabis, which was offered to me on too many occasions, like the tiny spoonfuls of cocaine. Of course, I declined and laughed, saying, "Gotta dance." Bachelor parties were awkward or scary for many dancers, yet I felt invincibly wrapped in the flaming, hot, feminine, sensual, extraordinary action of Bellydance. I became aggressively confident in my dance sovereignty and owned the room in a way their combined testosterone couldn't match. I'd pierce them with a laser gaze, leap onto the seat beside them, swirl my skirts and veil boldly while zilling and dancing in a way that asserted my unpredictable dominance. I'd stand and deliver the awesome artistry, beauty, and grace of the ancient and present archetype. So no problem, if that was what they wanted, which was my passionate privilege to represent. Some groups surprised me with quiet respect, and among those, a rare few even wanted to ask me questions about feminine energy, sensuality, if I got turned on when dancing, and the inside story, so to speak, from a belly dancer's point of view. I'd perform for them, they'd tipped already, I'd be retrieving my veil, and one would tip more, while asking if I'd stay a little to visit and talk, because in addition to entertainment, it seemed they wanted knowledge. Fascinating. When this room was empty, it was a hangout not only for me, yet also the manager, the hostess, or a waiter if slow. If it wasn't booked on my Fab Friday dinner showcase night, the dancers got to use it as their dressing room. After the last set, I'd ask the waiters to serve our dinner in there, and we'd laugh and eat together, sharing our stories in this beautiful private room. How fulfilling to have my lovely advanced students improvising and integrating skills we worked on in class. It was inspiring and validating to see how the creative resources, solo improvs I've always included at the end of technique training had developed their confidence and spontaneity with a live audience. It was even more impressive to see most of the dancers on the payroll were my professional level students who'd been seen performing on a Fab Friday, then hired to dance regularly or authorized to be on call if I was traveling or booked out of state for a seminar. One night I was playing my zildjians melodically with a variety of tones and patterns to some exquisitely composed Egyptian music, at the end of which a gentleman handed me his card and paid me a high compliment on my playing and dancing. However, he said I'd sound even better on the set he'd like to send me. Thank you, Eric Keisty. I've loved playing your finger cymbals with such beautiful, resonant, ringing tones, flats, edges. Over the years, I bought so many sets for my students, plus a large, fabulous gong. If those satin walls could talk, you'd hear more than my zills, all the private thrills, or what the bachelor party said. The walls would also tell you about Jane Fonda and Ted Turner, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver, Nicolas Cage and Charlie Sheen, Rock stars and celebrities, starlets with fancy friends, high-end business dinners, and even Angeline. In fact, I wish we were sitting in there right now, sipping mint tea and finishing off the last of Chef Aloise's delicious couscous.